Resident Evil.
Yes, I've made it out of the facility alive. I have the cure and I can end this zombie plague.
Thought you finished me off with that grenade, did you? Do you forget that I can regenerate my entire body? I think I'll be taking that. Hey! I'm gonna get you now! What? Who the hell are you? You're a clone, obviously. What? Resident Evil, the final chapter. Yeah, this movie was bad. I mean, you pretty much come to expect that from these movies now, but is there anything here worth checking out? Well, actually, there kinda is. Don't feel bad if you haven't seen any of the prior films, because trust me, you don't need to have seen any of them, except for maybe the first two and then this. Basically, the story takes place immediately after the events of the prior film, and follows Alice, the series protagonist, as she goes on a quest to go back to Raccoon City, or what's left of it, to finally bring an end to the Umbrella Corporation and their strangely specific nefarious plans to basically do God's work and start the apocalypse. What follows from this premise is actually something that could have been really cool. It's basically a road trip movie where Alice journeys across the post-apocalyptic wasteland of the US to get back to Raccoon City, and they could have done some really imaginative stuff. I mean, think Mad Max Fury Road meets Zombieland, and in some respects they do actually kind of accomplish this. I mean, there are some really memorable set pieces within this movie, such as the tank vehicles that are dragging survivors around in order to lure hordes of zombies, or the fight scene at the tower where they literally rained fire down onto a horde of zombies and they're being attacked with tank artillery. That was actually really awesome! But what brings the movie down is, well, some of the worst writing I've ever seen. I won't say anything bad about the actors, because they at the very least give off the impression that they could actually be good if they were working with something of actual substance, but whoa, this is some of the worst writing I've ever seen. No joke, as soon as a character shows up, it's like, hey, I'm me. I don't trust you. Hey, I trust you now. You're awesome. I'm dead. That's it. That's what happens with every character. There are even some characters you see that you think are going to have some personality and be colourful, but they don't even get a line. They just show up once and then they're gone. I remember seeing this kid with a freaking golf club and I thought, okay, he's going to be this really spunky and interesting character, and then he just shows up in a couple shots and then he's gone for the rest of the movie. Not to mention, the whole thing relies on just contrivances and some stuff that just doesn't make sense. I'm going to spoil some stuff here. Okay, turns out Alice all this time was a clone. Turns out that the villain she fought in the last movie before this was also a clone. Turns out that this version of Alice was actually another clone of a woman who was suffering from progeria. And it turns out the T-virus, the thing that was responsible for all the problems in this franchise, wasn't just created to help a little girl who couldn't walk, but also by some other guy who was trying to cure his daughter's progeria. All these twists and retcons show up, and it just makes everything feel like it's trying to wrap up all these plot threads that never existed before, while also changing the already established canon. And when this happens, you can't suspend disbelief over this. If you go into Resident Evil the final chapter, don't expect a good movie, but at the very least, expect a bad movie that you can at the very least enjoy as a guilty pleasure. The writing is god-awful, the characters are flat and two-dimensional, but the special effects used to create the action is actually really impressive. A lot of the set pieces are nice, and there is some good action in it. If they'd actually gone for something that had a bit more substance and actually took its time to develop its characters and its world, we really could have gotten what was essentially Zombieland meets Mad Max. Check it out if you're interested, but you're not really going to get much out of it. Oh, awesome. It's great to finally get this video out. Sorry this took so long, but I just started a new job and it's been eating up a ton of time. And I'll try to get the next 2 reviews out as soon as possible, which are going to be on The Grudge vs. The Ring and Logan. Then after that, it's Kong Skull Island. And for some upcoming game reviews, I got Berserk and the Band of the Hawk coming out first, then it's Yakuza 0. Got all that and more coming up, so stick around.